What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Trust the Buzz. I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Vasilije Micic. I finally learned how to say it. Who we acquired in the Gordon Hayward deal with the OKC Thunder. If you're not familiar with that deal, we traded Gordon Hayward. We got the 2024 second-round pick, which I think is number 40 in this upcoming draft, and then the 2025 second-round pick, along with Trey Mann, Davis Bertans, and Vasilije Micic. And I'm excited. This is someone who I'm pretty excited about seeing play because, one, 6'5". I like the size. I like the ability to play backup point guard with that size because, once again, Ish Smith's biggest problem to me was his size. I think he was really quick, able to get around defenders, like solid defenders, even at this day and age. But he kind of was just limited because of his size and also because of his shooting ability. He didn't take threes. Vasilije Micic is going to shoot threes, just obviously not like a LaMelo Ball. He's not like LaMelo Ball from three or Brandon Miller. He's none of that, especially considering, from overseas playing in the EuroLeague, they don't really. I'm not going to say they don't value the three-point as much, but that's not really as much as part of their game, even though a lot of people can shoot over there. In fact, I've been fighting to decide, do I want that subscription or not? We could talk about that another time. I just really like the play. He's been playing a lot better as of late. He started off rough with the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I mean, going from Eurobasket to playing, European League basketball to playing in the NBA is two completely different things. You're on a team that has high hopes as far as going to the playoff. It's just a lot. It's a big transition. So of course it was going to take time, and I think as of late he really has been getting solid minutes and he has been performing well. He's not going to be a guy that is going to average 15 and 7 or anything like that. He's just going to play very, very, when he walks off the court at the end of the night, you're going to, we got some very, very solid minutes. To me, the best way for me to put it, he is going to be a good bridge gap point guard for the Charlotte Hornets. And by that, I just mean when the LaMelo Ball comes out, those minutes, I don't think we have to be too concerned. Of course, he's not going to bring the scoring prowess that LaMelo Ball has. He's not going to be the flashy player that LaMelo Ball is. I mean, he might. I've seen him throw a couple behind-the-back passes. But he's going to make sure those point guard minutes are valuable. He's going to do the most with those backup PG minutes and just hold the game together. We don't have to worry about this is what I'm hoping, just based off his play. I don't think we have to worry about losing a lead. I don't think we have to worry about if we were already down 10, now we're not down 20, things like that. I think he's just going to keep the game going, but not in the same way, of course, LaMelo Ball is. But I think he's just going to keep the game going. He's going to keep us in games. He's not going to lose us games. And I'm at this point where we are in our transition of our roster, I'm willing to take that. If we can have someone as solid as that, as where when we played the Toronto Raptors, we started as soon as starters came out. The Raptors caught up multiple times and then ultimately won that game. With guys like Milicic or Vasilije Micic, I don't think that we're going to be in that position where we're losing games where we had 15-point leads, or once again we're not going to be down 5 and then Melo comes out. Micic comes in, and then now we're down 25. That's the hope based on how he plays. And he's a very smart player, I feel like a lot of guys over there just really studied the game, really studied the technicalities of the game, and he brings that over here. He's a former MVP of the EuroLeague. He also won Final Four. They have a final with the last 4 teams. They have an MVP for that. He won that twice in his 2 championships, so he's used to winning. Of course, he was winning with OKC. He's going to bring winning culture. He is a veteran. He's 30 years old, but with his style of play, and I know we have him for an additional 2 more years, technically 2.5 years, I don't foresee him at 33, or did he just turn? He really just turned 30, so I don't see him at 33 all of a sudden falling off a cliff. The way he plays, it's not based on athleticism. It's not based on how well he can shoot. It's not based on how quick he is. It's based on none of that. It's just based on his ability to kind of just work the defense, put pressure on the defense, but also find an open man, also just make smart plays, also just stay in front of guys. That he's just the most solid player I can really think of when it comes to getting backup point guard minutes. And now for the Hornets, and I said this yesterday in my video, he may not be the backup point guard for a team that is looking to win a championship. But for the Hornets, we're just trying to make the playoffs, probably, hopefully, without going through the play-in and just make a little noise. For that, He is perfect for that. And then obviously once we get there, once we get, without having these new guys, once we get LaMelo, once we get Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, guys to have their own playoff experience, then we can, worry about moving on and then finding guys that can help us win championships as far as a bench unit goes. But for what we're trying to do, I think he's going to be very solid. His minutes I'm going to be watching very closely. Like, again, point guard is what he is. I don't think you can see him and have him really be like a shooting guard or anything like that. But at 6'5", his basketball IQ, his ability to get to the rim, his ability to find an open player, his ability to pass players open. I've said that plenty of times about LaMelo. One thing about LaMelo, not only can he find the open guy in a special, flashy way, but he's also really good at passing people open. I think Micic is going to provide that as well, like I said, with some just solid defense and like a very, very solid player, and we need that. He's going to be consistent. We know we're going to get him night in and night out, and I think that's going to help the team tremendously.